know I wrote a book, right? It's called Buy a Game and it's free. Click the link down there, you got it.
DreAllDay.com.
Your mind is your number one employee. Even if you have no employees right now, maybe you're somebody else's employee. Maybe you work as an assistant. Your mind is your number one personal assistant. Thank you, Black Diamond. Your mind is your number one personal assistant. I'm going to tell you how to make sure your mind is always working for you. Because the better you get your mind to work for you, the more things you're going to achieve. We all know the things you think about is what you become in life. What you think about is how you talk. That's what you do. That's your moods, your energies about everything. And your mind is the best employee you can ever hire. There's no human being you can ever hire that is going to work for you better than your mind or work against you worse than your mind. You can't have an employee worse than your mind if you're not using it the right way. So I'm going to give you 3 ways you're going to get your mind working for you and keep it working for you at all times. What's going on, Aviera 15? Number one thing is that you have to keep your mind busy. You got to keep your mind busy and know exactly what it is that you want, which means not only in life, but every single day. Like this morning, before you start your day, or if you already started your day, it don't matter what's going on in January. This is what you need to do. You need to write down what are the top 3 things I want to achieve today, or what are the top 5 accomplishments I want to have today. You need to write those down so that your mind knows and you know, and you are your mind. Well, some people say you're not, but listen, the way you think is who you're going to be. You need to know exactly what it is you want to achieve today. What's going on, Lucas? Know what you want to achieve today. Know what you want to achieve this year. Know what you want to achieve in life. You need to know what those goals are. If you don't know, then your mind is kind of wandering. It doesn't know where it's going. They call it drifting. What's going on, Russia, Valeria, Stefano? So number one thing is make sure you know what it is that you want every day, every month, every year, every life. Number 2 thing is that idleness of the mind is number 1 cause of failure. If you ever read Napoleon Hill's book called Outwitting the Devil, he talks about this all the time. Idleness of the mind is what causes people to fail, because when your mind is idle, it's kind of like weeds. Like, any of you ever seen a lawn that had weeds in it? It got flowers, but it's weeds growing in the lawn. That's the exact thing. Thank you if you listen to my podcast. I'll tell you about that at the end. If any of you ever seen a lawn that has weeds, what's the reason that it has weeds? It's because the person who owns that lawn, the person who tends to that lawn, for whatever reason, stopped paying attention to the flowers. They stopped paying attention to making sure the flowers were cool by getting rid of the weeds. So understand that when you have a lawn and it's flowers, weeds are going to grow, which means you must always tend to it. There's never a point when you got a lawn of flowers that you can say, all right, I'm good. I don't never need to do nothing with that again. You will always be working. Basketball players come to me and say, well, how long I got to do these drills if I want to be good at dribbling? Forever. As long as you want to be good at dribbling, you got to be doing the dribbling. Always. There's never a point where you can say, all right, I did all the work. I did it for this amount of time. I ain't got to work no more. You always have to work. Idleness of the mind will cause weeds to grow. When weeds grow, that's when things start going wrong. If you work out every day for a year and then you take the next 6 months off, are you still going to be in shape? Yes or no? Absolutely not. You're not going to be in shape. You're going to have lost everything that you worked for that whole year because you stopped working. You had idleness of the body. If you don't work your body, you're going to get out of shape. You be fat. You're not going to be able to walk up the steps without running out of breath. Y'all know what that feels like. But it's the same thing with your mind. Thing is, with your mind, you can't see it. It's not obvious. People can't look at your stomach and tell you ain't been working your mind. And that's the reason why a lot of people neglect it, because it's not obvious to them. But if you don't work your mind, idleness, those weeds will start to grow. So make sure you keep your mind busy by not wasting time and being more efficient with your time every day. And the way you're going to be able to do that is by referring back to number 1, knowing what it is you want to accomplish, so you're never sitting there like, I wonder what I should do now, or I'm bored, or I don't have nothing to do. You should never not have anything to do or ever be bored, because your mind is staying busy on your goals. And doesn't mean you got to be working 24 hours a day, but when you are during your work time, quote unquote, your 8 hours that you're working, you should have something to do because you know what your goals are. And here's the number 3 thing. Goals in life, ladies and gentlemen, are like anchors to a boat. I don't ride on boats too often, even though I live in the city that got a lot of water. I don't ride on boats too much, but I know that when you have a boat and you park the boat or dock the boat, you put an anchor, some kind of anchor that connects the boat to the land so that the boat won't just drift off into the sea or drift off into the river and just go away and you lose your boat, right? So goals are just like that. You're the boat. The anchor are your goals. The goals are anchoring you to the land so that you don't just drift off mentally and not have anywhere to go, not have anything to do, not have any accurate thoughts. So you're the ship, you're the boat, all right? Then remember this analogy. You're the boat. The anchor that's tying you to the land are your goals, because your goals keep you focused. Your goals keep you close to the land. Your goals keep you staying close to the money. You understand what I'm saying? So you stay there with the goals. If you don't have that anchor, let's say you had a boat, right? There's a boat I can see right here. There's a big yacht next to it, is in downtown Miami. It's a big ass yacht sitting there every day. If that anchor wasn't there, all what happened is the current would just push that boat out into the Atlantic Ocean, and that person who paid probably $10 million for that yacht will lose their boat. It'd be completely gone. They couldn't get it back, because I doubt there's a boat big enough to pull that boat back to the dock. So understand that your goals are the exact same way, and you're that boat. If you don't have any goals, all that's going to happen is you're going to drift off. You have nowhere to go. You have nothing to do. You ever know somebody like that? Every time you see them, they have nowhere to go, nothing to do. What you about to do? Nothing. What you been doing today? Nothing much. I'm bored. I ain't got nowhere to go. I ain't got nothing to do. I have no goals. You know people like that? They don't have any anchors. They don't have any goals. So understand your goals are like anchors. And I don't mean like life goals, like I want to be the greatest basketball player ever, or I want to be a good person, or I want to be successful. I mean like right now. Like for the next, but between now and noon, between now and lunchtime, if you're on the East Coast, what are the things you want to accomplish? Between now and June, which will be halfway through the year, the end of June, what are the things you want to accomplish? You need to know these things. And then between now and the next 5 years, the rest of your life, what are the things you want to accomplish? You need those anchors for your life. Those goals are your anchors. They keep you from drifting out to sea and losing your boat. So let me recap those things. Number one, know what it is that you want. Get your mind working for you. You got to know what it is that you want. If you don't know what you want, then you'll be drifting because you have no reason to be doing anything. Number two, idleness is like weeds. It's kind of like if you had a lawn in front of your house and there's flowers there. Just because you got flowers doesn't mean you can stop working. You always have to work to make sure the flowers are good, the flowers being your success. The only way those flowers stay good is for you to pull out the weeds. Every week you got to go in there and pull out the weeds. There's never a point where you can say, all right, I'm good, I don't ever have to work again. You always have to work. Whatever you want to be good at in life, you will always be working on. There never comes a point where you're like, all right, I'm straight. I did that work for 5 years. I ain't got to work no more. You can do that, but understand that you're going to lose everything that you gain while you're idle. And number three, goals are like anchors. If you don't have any goals to anchor you to the dock, to anchor you to the land, to keep you close to the money, whatever it is, your boat is going to drift off. You're going to lose your boat. Some pirate's going to take over your boat, and you're never going to get it back. And whatever you invested in that boat, completely gone. Ladies and gentlemen, my name's Dre Baldwin. For those who don't know me, I got a podcast. It's called Work on Your Game. I'm actually going to do a podcast episode talking about these exact topics so that you'll have it somewhere that you can listen to it all the time. Thank you for that. Thank you for that support. Laugh with Haiti. I appreciate that, Hattie. My podcast is called Work on Your Game. So wherever you listen to podcasts, I'm on SoundCloud, Stitcher, iTunes, of course. Just look me up. It is called Work on Your Game. Is this video going to go on YouTube? Yes, it is. But the thing with these videos on YouTube, it'll be months before this actually comes out on YouTube. So you're better off subscribing to my podcast to hear this again, or just watching this replay. You got 24 hours to watch the replay. I'm on Snapchat. My Snapchat name is @Dre Baldwin. First name, last name. I appreciate you too, Cardoza. Thank you for the Work on Your Game hashtag #GPobeta. I just said, yes, it'll go on YouTube, but it's going to be several months before it gets on YouTube. So if you're waiting to hear this again, what you need to do is subscribe to my podcast. That's the quickest way you're going to hear this again. It's on my podcast. It's called Work on Your Game. I do a new episode every single day of that podcast. I think we got about 20 or so episodes right now. So go subscribe to the podcast. Leave me a 5-star rating. I would really appreciate that. So all of you can, and somebody just put a link to where you can download Periscopes. That's what's up. Don't matter to me. Get it however you need to get it. But if you want to hear from me every single day, all you got to do is subscribe to me here, because I do these every day. And make sure you subscribe to my podcast. And if you want to hear from me throughout the day, all you got to do is hit me on Snapchat @Dre Baldwin. @Dre, first name DRE, last name Baldwin, BALDWIN. You know how to spell that. I'm 34 years old. My birthday, February 3rd, 1982. So since you're asking, I expect a gift from you next year. You could send it to me via Amazon. That's good, Amazon. Everybody, work on your game. Have a fantastic Friday. Again, hit me on Snapchat. Y'all want to talk to me more? I do respond to snaps. I do talk to all my followers. I talk to all my fans. I appreciate y'all, just like y'all appreciate me. Thank you for listening to this message. Work on Your Game podcast. Go check that out right now. Snapchat @Dre Baldwin. Y'all have a good Friday. DreAllDay.com. Or yeah, my website, DreAllDay.com. You want to learn anything else about me, is all there. Make sure you follow me on social media, Snapchat. You see it right there. The code's going to come up. Dre Baldwin. My Instagram is the same name, @Dre Baldwin. My Twitter and my Periscope, both @DreAllDay. Y'all know my website, DreAllDay.com. Any business inquiries, hit me via email, Dre@DreAllDay.com, or you can just send me a snap. Work on your game. Dre all day.